Yes. I like how you always shove something in there at the end, and I'm liking it. That was a good one. I like that one. And I like the foam fingers. Good added effect.
Dude, that's how I start the Daily Hustle each and every single morning. By the way, there's a shameless plug for the DH Life Optimization Podcast with news on the 2s, scores on the 4s, bitches on the 6s, greats on the 8s, and weather on the 9s.
Look at you go. Speaking of weather, we were talking about it in the chat room. Everybody that kind of joined in, Gene's talking about how cold it is in Minnesota in the wintertime. We know that. Linda and Nora, they having a heat wave up there in Sacramento. And this was Baton Rouge, Louisiana, yesterday at almost 7 p.m. in my truck.
Dude.
So it is a smoking.
So what's the heat index? Because the dirty South is so next level when it comes to the humidity. So I imagine if it said 106, that heat index had to been somewhere about 120.
Yeah, it was up there. Put it this way. I mean, you didn't even want to be outside. And by the way, let's see, somebody said something about the shirt. So I'm a ZZ Top fan. Dusty Hill passed away, and a good friend of mine, his wife is doing some work for Dusty's widow, and they were going through the house doing some stuff in the house, and they found this shirt, and look, it is ZZ Top Thrill Baby. So I don't know if back in the day they had a ZZ Top Thrill tour, or I don't know, but I got the shirt and I'm sporting it for our troops.
So I'm actually wearing a Let Them Play Foundation golf shirt right now, Thrill, because I was out on the course today. I played with Ken and a couple other dudes, Mark and Albert. And these guys bought a foursome member of the day that basically was put on by the Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association.
Oh, nice.
We were able to
that.
slut out our course and bring these guys on and raise a bunch of money for the boys, which I know you have always been a huge supporter of. And it doesn't, we've been real fortunate to be able to, live our lives beyond our big league career, and haven't had to run into, knock on wood, the tough times that these other guys do. But as you know, it's not always easy transitioning out of baseball, and there's been a lot of guys that have dealt with a lot of issues.
Right, you're right there, and both you and I do a lot for the alumni. There's a lot of older players, needless to say, that didn't make the kind of money that we made, but also on top of that, they didn't really take care of themselves, and the alumni comes to the rescue for those guys. So I try to do as much as possible, and I know you do the same thing. And I just want to thank you for doing that, because that's really big for our alumni. So
let's get right into it, man.
Let's roll, baby. Yeah.
Have called up Wade Eckler.
Meckler.
Oh fuck! I don't even know
yeah,
his name.
it's with a M. So you guys, matter of fact, if y'all recall, when I got to Richmond and then I did the Deuces Wild after I got to Richmond, I told you guys about this kid because he had just got called up from high A ball, and he started out the year in low A ball. He started out in San Jose, absolutely tore the cover off the ball, went to Eugene. He was in Eugene maybe a week, and then boom, he gets bumped up to Double-A Richmond when I was there, and had a real good series. And they brought him up to Triple-A. I don't even know how long he was in Triple-A. Maybe a few weeks in Triple-A, and boom, he's in the big leagues now. Kid went from low A ball to the major leagues in literally, I want to say, if I got it correct, it's 103 games. Yeah. So he had a batting average across all of the leagues this year. So low A ball, high A ball, Double-A, Triple-A, and now in the major leagues. He had a batting average of 379 with an on-base percentage of 463. So, that's the old adage right there. You and I talk about it. Dude, if you can hit, they're going to frickin' find a spot for you. And look how quick this kid has made the rise. And he's run right by some of our big prospects, Grant McRae, Vaughn Brown, some other kids. He ran right by him because the kid is raking. And so, they stuck him in there today against the Glass now from the Devil Rays. He's been on a roll here lately. He pulled a 0 for 3, but he got his feet wet, and you guys are really going to like him. He's one of those gritty, hard-nosed, grind out an at-bat, runs everything out, plays a good outfield, and a great kid.
Wade Jamison Meckler wearing number 53. Bats left, throws right. He's 5'10", $178, 23 years old. 2022 8th round draft pick, number 256 overall out of Oregon State. So,
but he's got a good story there too, EB. So he doesn't get recruited out of high school, and he winds up going to Oregon State as a walk-on. Uh-oh.
Frozen?
Yeah, you froze. Now you better. You're back now. So he goes to Oregon State as a walk-on. He didn't get recruited out of college. He walks on, doesn't even play his first year. Then COVID hits his second year. And the last 2 years, he broke into the lineup, winds up, making a name for himself. And as you said, got drafted. And look, 13 months later, he's in the big leagues.
Dude, it's crazy how baseball is like that. And it just goes to show you exactly what you said, Thrill. If you hit, nothing else matters. Like, literally.
You got that right. And I keep telling everybody that. That's why, I'm preaching to the choir, but everybody in the chat room knows, dude, you hit 220, 230, 240, you ain't moving. You're stuck for a while. You hit 3 bills, you hit 330, boom, you're gone, next level. And that's just the way it is. That's the way the game works.
There's first-round draft picks that never make it to the big leagues because they don't hit. Yet, here's this kid, 1 year after getting drafted, in the fucking big leagues.
In the big leagues. Because
all he's done is absolutely banged. He's hitting second tonight, Thrill. They have him they have him hitting second behind Lamont Wade Jr. Right in the heart. They're putting him right in the heart of the order. Your thoughts on that?
Hey, they needed somebody to get on base for, J.D. Davis and Conforto and all that. So they're looking at this on base percentage of, 363, and they're like, well, let's chunk him in the top of the lineup, see if he can jumpstart our offense. And we had a little hitch in the giddy up today. We lost 10-2, but
that was last night though, wasn't it?
No, it's today.
Because they played tonight. They played
Oh,
tonight.
it was last night? Oh, I'm sorry. I get my days confused. Hey, look, that's that walk into the other room and forget what the shit you went in there for. Same thing. So, but so we'll play tonight. But we talked about it last week too. The Giants were getting ready to start up August, the dog days of August. We talked about it, and they play in nothing but first and second place teams. And so far they're 5-7 in August. So they played 12 games so far. And out of the 12 games, they've only scored more than 3 runs 5 times. So, going through a little bit of a rough stretch as far as offense and need somebody to pick it up. Maybe this kid Meckler will do it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're obviously looking for a spark. My only question to you would be, yeah, I get it. He had these ridiculous numbers in the minor leagues, but will he be able to replicate that in the show against guys like a Glass now in the dirty Tampa Bay Rays staff?
Yeah, no, he got, like I said, he got chunked in there, and he was feeding them to the wolves there. The Rays got a hell of a staff over there, and it's not going to get any easier. And believe it or not, They're actually playing tonight against Zach Littell, one of our old pitchers. So, everybody ought to be familiar with him. So we'll see what happens tonight.
What do you know about Littell?
Littell, he's been in our bullpen the last few years, and fastball, breaking ball guy, kind of comes right at you. He was one of those kind of guys for me personally that he made a few too many mistakes, but he's got, 16 games. Yeah, he's got 16 games appeared in, and he's got 6 starts. So they might be transitioning him into a starter now.
Question.
Oh, by the way, another thing too. While I'm talking about this, I just saw Jonathan Knott popped up on here. That's Trey's coach in his 18 and over beer drinking league. And I was telling him about you and the Bananas and all that. So now he's trying to hit you up, trying to get me to go play the Bananas. I already told him. I said, look, I'll go over there and I'll drink a beer with Byrnes on the bench. I said, I ain't getting out there running around.
Thrill. We need
There you go. I led you into it.
We need to get in the beer drinking league, and we'll play that first, and then we'll be ready for Bananas.
Hey, you would love this beer drinking league, dude. I mean, the fences are maybe, 220, 230, something like that. I mean, you catch one decent, and it's pure one of them numbers.
Hey, so here's Wade Meckler. I mean, anybody that looks like this and's got a raccoon perched on their upper lip like that, and
hey,
a porn stash straight out of the 1970s. This guy is going to be a fucking superstar, man.
Hey, look, when he came into Richmond, the first time I saw him in the clubhouse, I'm like, who the hell is that? And they said that's Meckler. And I started thinking of freaking Dirk Diggler from Boogie Nights. I'm like, yeah, he's our latest porn star. And so I started messing with him in the clubhouse about being a porn star and all that. Dude, he would not crack a smile. I'm like, dude, you need to take it easy, dude. I'm just messing with you here.
I love it. He looks like he's on.
Uh-oh. You got locked up. There you go.
379 batting average. I mean, I don't give a fuck what he has on his upper lip. Furry Murray or not, those numbers play.
Yeah, and then not only that, too, the thing that you're going to really like about him is, first off, he's a hard worker. But then second off, he really commands the zone well. He knows what's a strike and what's a ball, and he makes them bring it on in there. So, you guys are gonna like this kid. This first look you're having at him, but not gonna be the last. And I'm hoping he stays around for a long time.
So, Thrill, now that we're looking at the lineup here, you got Bailey, you got Sable, and you obviously have Meckler. So that's 3 rookies in there tonight. This is a team that's been notoriously pretty piss poor in the development of these young guys. And you had your pockets and waves going back, obviously, to you back in the day. And then you had the Buster Posies and Madison Bumgarners of the world. But, typically they haven't been an organization that has always had this plethora of young talent because they've always been competitive. And when they're competitive, they'll piece and team together with free agents and other signees or whatnot to be able to go out there and do what you got to do. But now with these young core players, fuck, man, like this is the real deal for the Giants.
Yeah, no. And, you and I kind of talked about it. We touched on it last week. We didn't get into it big time, but, when I came up. It was me and Robbie Thompson, and the next year's Matt Williams, and a few years later is Kurt Manwaring. We got built from within our organization. Then you start looking at Jeff Brantley, Dave Burba, Rod Beck, John Burkett. All of those guys were from our organization, and we built, the Giants back to a winning franchise. You fast forward a few years, and all of a sudden you see Buster Posey, Madison Bumgarner, Pablo Sandoval, and just Matt King, just start naming the names, Lincecum, everybody, right, from within the organization. So in the history of the Giants and the recent history of the Giants, the organization got turned around by the players in the organization, the homegrown talent. And that's kind of what you're seeing right now. And I'm actually pro give the kid a chance. I mean, give him a chance. He's having that freaking hell of a year. Yeah, do a great job and promote him. And on top of that, not only does it give him a message, but it gives everybody behind him a message saying, hey, if you go out there and you do your damn job, you do it to the utmost ability, guess what? You're getting bumped up. And so now you get everybody starting to play a little bit harder, playing a little bit faster, and everybody's on the same page, you know?
And that's what I love about them calling up Meckler, because basically you're sending a message to your entire organization that performance matters and performance plays. I don't give a shit when you were fucking drafted. I don't care about what your legacy is or what the scouts think you're going to do or this or that. I care about who's producing. And here not only does he get called up, but they throw him right in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah, and then not only that, he's one of a bunch of guys this year. You look at first guy was Casey Schmidt, who's now back into my leagues. You got Luis Matos, you got Patrick Bailey, you got Ryan Walker, the pitcher, and now you got Meckler. So all of a sudden, out of clear blue, we got 5 or 6 dudes from within our organization that are making an impact on the major league level. So I think it's great, man.
How about Patrick Bailey? Because I really believe that he needs to start getting some love for Rookie of the Year. I get the fact that you got Corbin Carroll in Arizona. I understand what's going on with Ellie De La Cruz in Cincinnati. But Patrick Bailey and what he has done defensively as a catcher, I've never seen a guy change a game the way he has. I'm not sure if it's Pudge Rodriguez, but I'm not even sure, even Pudge. I know he had just as much talent or whatever in the way he threw, but holy shit, man, this guy he's changing games on a nightly basis. And then the other day he hits the fucking walk-off homer.
Yeah, he hit a nuke the other day, to walk it off. So, he's made an impact. But the big thing is you don't see too many guys walk in as a rookie and take command of a pitching staff like he has. He's doing a great job putting the numbers down behind the dish. And I mean, you can't underplay that. You got to give him the love that you were talking about. Give him a little love. I mean, give him some Rookie of the Year props, Yeah, I mean, Josh O'Neill just came in there and he said, can major leaguers use wood composite bats? No, they cannot. The bat has to be completely wood. So sorry about that, Josh.
Hey, so yesterday, Thrill, Dave Fleming, the Giants broadcaster.
Oh, I love it. Freaking awesome.
In the Giants dugout, not as a broadcaster, but as the fucking bat boy, because he finished last place in the Giants Fantasy Football League.
You know what? I was howling laughing when I saw that. He had to come out of the booth and he had to come on the field and live out his penance, okay? But, all right, I also have to take it a step further, okay? Last year, in fact, I was reading the article. Slater and somebody else lost last year, and they had to go out there, and they had to be bat boys. But there is no way back in the day that I would lose and then be a bat boy. It's like, bullshit, I'm not coming out the lineup. I'm in the lineup. I'm not bat boying. So y'all can drop on me whatever you want to drop on me, whatever penance I need to serve, but I am not coming out of this lineup. And to be bat boy for a day, no. That's a free vacation. Screw that. But I thought it was awesome having an announcer on the field doing it. I thought that was great.
Dude, so if anybody at home is wondering how or why it would be a punishment to finish last place in fantasy, I'm going to tell you that it's because those fantasy fuckos are the ones that ruin it for good teams like I had last year. They literally stop setting their lineup in week 3. They give away victories the entire fucking season. And then all of a sudden, we get to the game that's going to get me in the playoffs, and I'm going up against this dog shit team. And what do? They get a call from the guy I'm fighting with the playoff spot for, and they go ahead and then scour the waiver wire because the other guy's fucking paying them to do it. They put together a juggernaut of a team for the last game of the year, and they fucking go away with the upset. And then I'm out of the playoffs, and then these dickheads are back freaking in last place doing whatever the fuck it is they're doing. God damn.
Everybody in the chat room, I absolutely love it when he goes on a rant like that. I love it. That's freaking hysterical right there. Hey, look, I'm not a fantasy football dude. I know the ins and outs of it, but I'm not a fantasy football dude. But listen to you go off like that. I'm going to be laughing for the rest of the night tonight.
Bro, it's because I got guys like Chad Matoyan calling John Phillips. And these are guys I played with at UCLA. And he's like, yo, Philly, you got to set your lineup tonight, man. I need you to beat Byrnes. And sure as shit, after sitting around doing nothing and giving away victories, I go down to Philly, and next thing you know, I'm out of the playoffs. So, yeah, you think this one hits home? So when I saw Dave Fleming as the punishment being Bat Boy, I'm like, good on him, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Hey, that's what you get for bringing up last place, baby. You got to give it up. But right. I'm just telling you, there'll be no way that I'm coming out the lineup to be a Bat Boy. That's bullshit. All right. Oh, and by the way, it was Steven Duggar. Besides Slater, it was Duggar last year. And Crawford even said he must be the one that's running the league or something, because he said, I think that's going to be the punishment again next year too. So,
well, here's the deal, dude. Back in the day, like, you didn't come out of the lineup.
No.
And this brings up a good question, because the Stars played. If I went to Candlestick Park, even on a Wednesday night, and you weren't in the lineup, as a 13-year-old kid, I was fucking pissed, man. I came to the ballpark. I bought my ticket to watch the girl play, and you're telling me he's not playing? So now, these days, with the matchups and all the other bullshit that goes on, and the front office and obviously the coaching staff, training staff, medical staff, whatever, they're trying to protect these guys. What are your thoughts on the fact that there's very few guys that play every day anymore?
You know what? You and I have had this discussion before. I came to the ballpark every day ready to play and ready to go out there and compete. And it didn't matter whether it was a left-hander or right-hander. It was the same thing with you. We had that mindset. That's what we wanted to do when we got to the field. If I had a chance of coming out of the game, somebody's going to be in a fist fight, because I am not coming out of this game. Sorry, I was paid to do a job, and I'm going to do my job. There's some days that are going to be good. Some days going to be a little shitty. But guess what? That's what 162 games is. It all evens it out over the course of time. But, to come to the ballpark and or give it an excuse, and you've heard this, you and I have heard this, is, you didn't tell me ahead of time that I wasn't playing, so I'm not mentally prepared to go into the game today. That's bullshit. Every time I freaking even got close to Candlestick, the hair on the back of my neck started standing up. I'm like, here we go, let's go. And you were the same way, when you hit it, So another thing too, here's another one. We took batting practice every day. We took infield and outfield every day. So when you are a fan, Eric Byrnes shows up, or, Linda or Nora or Big Mike or whoever shows up at the ballpark, you're going to see Will Clark, Kevin Mitchell, Robbie Thompson, Matt Williams, Barry Bonds. You're going to see those guys take batting practice, and you're going to see them take infield and outfield and watch them throw and do their job and all that sort of stuff. You got the full experience. Now you don't see that stuff.
Why don't they take infield, outfield anymore?
I don't get it. I don't know. Put it this way. I know one thing. If I was an outfielder, and especially in San Francisco, you and I talk about this, just because of the weird dimensions of the park, the way the wind blows, all that sort of stuff. If I'm an outfielder, I'm not only going to take balls off the fence, but then I'm going to throw from those different angles on the field that I might have to throw from, in the game. And then here's another thing too. We talk about this as well. You are going to do your job at home plate at Oracle Park for 81 games. All right. If you're going to do that, why not take batting practice every day? Get used to, hey, look, if I hit the ball left, the wind knocks it down, or if I hit the ball right, the wind will peel it off to the side. Or, get used to playing in your home ballpark, not only during the game, but basically during batting practice, because you're going to play day games there. So day games are basically batting practice. You're just tuning up for a day game.
So as soon as I got to the big leagues, and I did this in minor league parks too, and it just depended on who my coach was. When I had Mike Quaddy as an outfield coach in Oakland.
Oh, Mike. I love Mike. I loved him. He was awesome.
Absolutely loved him. We would work 90% of the plays at the wall. And I first thought that he didn't like me because when he was hitting me fungos, he literally was running me into the fucking wall on just about every ball that he hit. And I asked him, I said, Q, I said, why is it that you're always hitting the ball to the wall? I'm like, I don't mind that I like robbing homers and shit, but are you trying to kill me? And he's like, Byrnesy, no, I love you. He goes, I love you so much that I want you to be ready to make that play at the wall when the game's on the line, because 90% of games are decided by a play that is made or not made at the wall.
I love that. I freaking love that.
Yeah.
That is so common sense to me that I freaking love that. So, and you see it now because you're an outfielder, so you even pay more attention to it. I just see it every now and then when I'm at the ballpark, but I'll see a guy hit the warning track, and as soon as he hits the warning track, dude, he checks up. And I'm like, you know how far you got to go to the fence? You got another 2 more steps before you hit the wall. You know how far you got. And dudes just check up, and they check up because they have not been out there practicing it. And I love that Mike did that for you. That's awesome.
So every warning track that I would go to, I would get going full speed, not just like going out there walking it. I get going just about full speed, and I would count the steps as soon as I hit it. 1, 2.5 is usually what it was, just to get an idea. And the other thing I would do is I would go out to the wall and I'd fucking run into it. And I would do it to see how it's going to feel, to see how I need to absorb if I'm going to hit this bitch, which happened a lot.
Yeah. You know what? And you're definitely correct, because there are certain walls that have a lot of padding, and you're like, all right, I can be pretty freaking aggressive getting after this one. And then there's others that are like concrete. You're like, oh, if I hit this one, I better have a little protection here.
Dude, I hit Wrigley Field's brick wall with the
ivy.
Oh,
through the ivy?
Bro, that's going to kill someone, man.
Oh.
That is hard. Don't let that ivy fool you. Fuck that ivy, man.
No, there's solid brick behind there.
It's all brick.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the one place where it was like, hey, you guys better watch out when you hit that track out there, because that freaking thing's coming up on you pretty quick. There ain't no padding nowhere around.
So the other thing that I would do when I got to the outfield is I would take a ball and I would go to left field and I'd throw it in the corner to see how it would react when it hit the side wall.
Yeah.
And then hit the, say, left field wall. And I'll give you an example, because in left field at Dodger Stadium, if there's a ball that snakes down the line and say it sneaks inside the third base bag and then goes down the line, it will run all
yes,
the
it
way
will.
the wall.
Yes, it will.
get out to left center field.
I've seen the Dodgers had some inside parkers against us, and I've seen some of my teammates get inside parkers against them because that ball hit that wall down there and just stayed around. And it was like the Indianapolis 500. It just kept going right around the wall. And I've seen it from both sides. So you're exactly correct. But then here's another thing. All right. And we've talked about this, and maybe everybody in the chat room remembers this. But at Oracle, the bricks are real with the exception of the Levi's sign out there in right field. So if it hits a brick, you know that son of a gun's going to ricochet. But if it has any chance of hitting that Levi's sign out there in right field, that thing's hollow and it's just dead. It goes boom, and it comes straight down. And so visiting players don't know that. I've seen them screw it up 100 times so far.
Hunter Pence and I talked about this with Josh Reddick just recently. The nastiest right field in all of baseball to play is at Oracle Park.
Really? Wow.
By far.
Well, and then not only that, too, if you think about it, too, the wind probably affects right field more than left field at Oracle, too, because when I'm there, the flags are always blowing from the right field line towards, like, center field. And so you know that wind's swirling out there once it gets to the outfield.
Well, you'd look up at the flags, and I would see the flags blowing, say, either out towards left or out towards center. And then I'd be standing there in right field on, let's call it, a Tuesday night game. And I would feel this draft coming in behind me. And I'm like, oh, shit. And then you have the bricks with the Levi sign with all of a sudden, it goes from 309 back in the day. It went to 420.
Yeah.
415,
yeah.
Whatever it was. Dude, it was nasty. So you're running out in right field, and then all of a sudden you run towards center. You're like, holy shit. Like, I just keep going. And you never run into the center fielder because
right.
There's just too much space out there. So it's just really, really hard. And then if you have a day game, the sun sets in right field. So you're looking directly into the sun. It has all the makings of being the most difficult outfield position in any park to play. And it was cool to get confirmation from both Hunter Pence and Josh Reddick that they felt the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. And, you know, I mean, you had the fortunate, you know, of playing at the Coliseum. Coliseum could get nasty over there. And then, you know, me at the stick, same kind of stuff. So, you know, no matter where you go, there's little intricacies of every ballpark. And as a home player, you need to know every part of that. You have to know that. That's first off. And then second off, as a visiting player coming in, like you were talking about, go find out. Go out there and throw a ball into left field and see what it does. Go throw a ball down the line and see if it swings all the way around the center field. And we did that in batting practice. If you're not taking batting practice, you're not doing shit like that. So there you go. There's my batting practice rant of the day.
All right, a question for you. You mentioned a lot of the classic Giants that came up, whether it was Kurt Manwaring or Dave Burba. You mentioned Rod Beck. Dude, give me a story about one of the three of those guys.
You got it. Rod Beck. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. It's just typical Rodney. All right. So Rod gets called up, and I forget which year it was. Luger will tell you better than I could. It's 91, 92, somewhere in there. And nobody knows who this kid is, right? And he just goes off. He has like 13 saves in a row. And, you know, nobody's touching him. He's dropping split fingers on everybody, and nobody's got a clue, right? So he runs off, like I said, 13 saves in a row. And then all of a sudden, you know, comes back around, and we're going through the league the second time now. And Freddie McGriff at Candlestick Park. I will not forget this one. This is one of those ones where you go, holy shit. Where's this one going? Rod threw him a split finger, and Freddie went upper tank in right center. And I was like, oh, shit, that was a big one there. And out of the clear blue, you know, I mean, we wound up losing the game, and Rod's sitting in his you know, his locker. He's got his head down. It looks like somebody just, you know, whooped his dog. And I went up to him, you know, patted him on the back. I'm like, it's okay, Rod. I said, dude, we'll get him next time you go back out there. So we'll get another streak started tomorrow. He goes, you don't get it. And I go, what don't I get? He goes, nobody's ever taken my split finger deep. And I go, son, this is the big leagues. I said, you just got indoctrinated. I said, it won't be the last time. And so anyway, you know, Rodney, thank God he took it well. And then, you know, he went on to have a great year that year and save a lot of ball games for us.
You were at the forefront of the split finger revolution.
Yeah. So that, you know, I don't have a ball right here. So you basically split your fingers and you put the ball in the middle of it. Okay. And when you throw, you grip down on it. Yeah, exactly. You throw and you grip down on it. And when you do, the ball tumbles. It's almost like looking at kind of like a changeup, but a changeup will go side to side, whereas this one's tumbling down. And it'll be straight the whole way, and it gets to you, and boom, the bottom will fall out of it. And you want the one that starts high. It's kind of like a knuckleball. You want the one that starts like chest high because it's going to drop right in the strike zone. But if you see the one waist high and you go chasing after it, see you later. And if you want to watch a guy right now that's dealing and has one, it's Kevin Gosman. He's got a great split finger.
Yeah, see it high and let it fly was always my approach.
Yeah.
Whenever I faced a split finger guy or even a knuckleballer. I had some battles with Tim Wakefield, and literally I'd wait for the ball to start at my head, and those were the ones I'd swing at.
Yeah. So Linda even came through. She said Rod Beck debuted in 91, so it was 91 when he did this. So it was kind of funny. I mean, there's so many stories that Rod would just, I mean, he just opened up himself for him. I mean, he and his wife, we went on a road trip, and his wife would come on the plane with us. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And so anyway, you know, being a rookie, couldn't afford, you know, to fly her out there and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, so we get to the baggage carousel, because back then we went to our own baggage carousel and got our bags just like everybody else did. And I'm standing there at the baggage carousel. The first few bags come out. Here comes Shooter, which is what, you know, they nicknamed him, was Shooter. And then the next bag that comes out is Mrs. Shooter. And I was like, oh, that's going to cost you. So that cost him in kangaroo court. We got him on that one.
Dude, I'm having a tough time fathoming even the fact that Rod Beck was younger than you. And
like a lot younger.
He didn't look a day over 45 when he broke into the big league.
No, Rod, I mean, even Linda said it, you know, he came up in 91, you know, I mean, I had 5 years in by then. And so I don't know, Rod's probably, I don't know, you know, I'm 59 now. So Rod was probably 55, maybe, you know,
so look at this.
Passed.
We got 4 screens going. Texas up on Anaheim 4-1, 3-3. The White Sox and Cubs knotted up in Chicago. And then here we are in the first inning. You got Junis on the mound for the Gigantes, and they're taking on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay gave them a whooping last night. This is going to be a little pop-up. That'll be it out. I like the 4 screens. This plays really well to my ADD.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, your ADD is loving life right now.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, do you take medication for that, by the way?
Dude, so I just recently, it's funny you asked. There's this company called Verge. I think it's @TryVerge on Instagram. but it's one of the kids' parents who plays with our team. They have this formula. It's basically based on some cannabis and some other little special ingredients that's really helped me with my focus and concentration lately.
That does not surprise me one bit. So,
hey, bro, I'll try just about anything, man.
I hear you. Hey, so today Trey wanted to get his haircut. So we go over to the place to get a haircut, and he's in there getting his haircut, and I'm watching the screen, and all of a sudden they got it on ESPN, and it pops up, and it's like, and this was right up your freaking alley. I mean, it was odds to like win the World Series, and the Braves was something stupid like, I don't know, 31-15 type of things.
Yeah,
and
1-1 basically.
Yeah, something like that. And so Andy Morris just said that the Braves hit the Yankees tonight. I know one thing: the Giants got the Braves coming up 6 times in the next week or week and a half. So we're wanting them to cool off a little bit before the Gigantes get them.
So, Thrill, they're historically having one of the best seasons a team's ever had. And it is insane when you look at their numbers. They have, I want to say, 20-something more homers than any other team. They're slugging, you ready for this? 500 as a team.
What? As a team?
As a team, dude.
Oh, my God.
This is unprecedented. This is one of the best offenses in the history of Major League Baseball. And Ronald fucking Acuna is the best player in baseball. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, we knew that. We knew that. I mean, we knew he was something special. But, you know, I mean, he got banged up out there in the outfield and had to miss a little time and all that. But then we were having lunch. What was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Trey goes, hey, Dad, he goes, hey, Matt Olson has 42 or 43 homers. I go, what?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, 42 or 43. And I go, how many RBIs he's got? He said 107. And I go, he's got 107 RBIs, and we're in the middle of August? And he goes, yeah. And then about that time, Ohtani went deep, and they then he said, oh, Ohtani's got 41. I was like, oh, Jesus. I said, I'm out of touch here. I just hadn't been keeping up with all the statistics, you know?
Yeah, it shocked me, too, when I saw him. I knew the Braves were having a good year. But then, you know, I started looking at their lineup, and it was one of these days where I pulled it up. Let's just see right here. They're having 5-0 over the Yankees today. But looking at the box score, they have like average OPS, ready? It goes Acuna, 338 average, 1,000 OPS. Then you have, Michael Harris, 287 average. Austin Riley, 851 OPS. Olsen, over 1,000 OPS. Ozuna, 800 OPS, 798. Rosario's at 751. Dude, Sean fucking Murphy, 922 OPS as their starting catcher. Arcia, 787. It just doesn't stop, man. They keep coming at you.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it. I'm actually pulling up their box score right now from today.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And
yeah, Acuna's hitting 338. Harris is hitting 287. Riley's hitting 279. Olsen's hitting 275. You know, and then, so here's the best part about that is they have, and this is what you and I talk about, they have consistency at the top of the order. They have, you know, Acuna, who's got a 330 average, and who knows what his on base percentage is, and he's setting up, you know, Riley and Olsen coming up behind him. So, you know, hey, look, you know, that's the way it used to be. You had that guy who was the spark, who was the leadoff dude, and to make our story go completely around circle. That's what I'm hoping Meckler does for us right now.
Well, we're going to take a look at him right here in the first inning. We'll watch his first at-bat together. We'll watch the Giants in the bottom half of this first inning. Let's see, 696. That should get us there for full screen. I'm looking forward to watching this guy. So Acuna, dude, he has 27 homers, like in 50-something stolen bases.
And he's your leadoff dude.
Bro, he's so good. 55 bags, 27 homers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, you and I even talked about it last year. I mean, he was that good, and that's when he was hurt. So now this year he's not hurt, and look what he's doing. So here comes our guy Meckler. So let's pay attention to this. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's a left-handed hitter. So talk to me about what you see.
All right. So like I told you, he grinds that bats out. Pretty simple swing, point A to point B, pretty easy.
That's a fucking ball.
Yeah, that's an umpire giving a rookie a little jab right there.
That's dog shit is what it is.
They're going to go up high on him.
Okay, 2 balls out of the zone. And he knows it, too.
Yeah, he knows it.
He's like, fuck. Seriously?
Yeah.
Because
now he's like, now I gotta freaking grind my ass out here. So let's see what he does. So, all right, I don't know if you saw it right there. So these are the kind of things that I pay attention to when I'm watching a video of myself hitting or preparing for somebody. All 3 of those pitches, even though 2 of them were breaking balls, the catcher went up in the zone. He did not set up down at all. So they have some sort of scouting report or some sort of, I guess you want to say, advanced guy that said, hey, we need to pitch Meckler up at the top of the zone because they went up that whole at bat.
And interesting because the first 2 pitches were not strikes. And quite frankly, they weren't even that close. If you go by the, but it forced Meckler to swing at that last pitch. But the one thing I noticed and I saw the swing, now it's a high fastball up here. I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw this drop. And it's like you're not going to ever get a high fastball by dropping like that at all.
Yeah, no, you and I have already talked about that. So the umpire behind home plate is Chad Whitson. I don't know anything about that guy. I've never heard of him or what, but my thing is, hey, look, dude, get a little bit of consistency here. You better get consistent at the major league level behind the dish.
Yeah, so far he's been dog shit, man. I think he just missed another one. Let's see, one more Flores. He's been nice.
Look, they're going straight up again. Here we go. All right, that right there, that's what I wanted to show you right there, okay? So now the catcher, he wants to target up, but he's still on a knee, so he's not getting way up high, all right? So his face mask is at the top of the zone. So he's holding his glove up there. When a pitcher misses, he misses big part of the body, which is down. He don't miss up by the face mask or up by the glove where you're holding it. He's going to miss big part of the body. And so that's why I told you a lot of guys, they get hammered because they don't get up off their ass and get up high.
Yeah, it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. I'm sure they don't want to walk him either. Let's see where they go again. They're trying to work the top of the zone and base hit, or should have been, up the middle, but the second baseman's playing there. Wilmer Flores is like, what the fuck? I did exactly what I was supposed to do, was just hit a bullet up the middle. They never did that throw. Like, very rarely did they try to throw breaking balls to the top of the zone. Ever.
No. If you go on top of the zone, you got to go fastball. Because if you try to go top of the zone breaking ball and it bites a little bit, I mean, it's middle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're trying to come up here and then you miss right here, I mean, you're in the happy zone there, dude.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and you're going like this. And you're like, if he's throwing the ball where that glove is and he doesn't go above it, I'm gonna fucking donkey stomp that pitch, dude.
Yeah, no.
I will.
No.
Does that
The
make
only
sense?
thing that I can think of, the only thing that I can think of is maybe Littell went up to the catcher and said, "Hey, look, if you freaking hold a glove up here, that's where I'm going to try to start the breaking ball out to get it to bite down." That's the only thing that I can think of that might be the conversation. Is Littell said, "Give me the target up here at the top of the strike zone, and if I throw a good one, it's going to wind up at the bottom of the strike zone." That's the only thing I can think of.
Give me a good Dave Burba story. What was he
Oh
like?
my God, the Burbs, the Burbs. Oh my goodness. we're playing at the stick, and freaking Tony Gwynn comes up, and Burbs like calls timeout and calls the catcher out there is Kurt Manwaring, and so I go out. I'm gonna listen to this story, and Burbs goes, "Hey, this guy's pretty good, right?" And I'm howling, laughing. I'm like, "Yeah, he might be pretty good." He goes, "How are we gonna pitch him?" And I looked at Kurt, and Kurt looked at me, and he said, "You want to take this, or am I going to take it?" I said, "You can have at it." He goes, "No, I want to hear what you're going to say." I said, "Okay." I said, "Burbs," I said, "throw it right down the middle." He goes, "What?" I go, "Throw it right down the middle." And he like looks at me, and he's got this stupid look on his face. And I go, "Dude, he works on everything. The only pitch that he does not work on is right down the middle." I said, "Throw it right down the middle." And he goes, "Okay." And we go back to our positions. He throws like 2 or 3 fastballs. I'm telling you, right down the middle, cock shots, right? And Tony flies out, and we get in the dugout. Burbs comes up to me and goes, "Hey, man, anytime I got a question, come on your ass on up to the mound. Tell me what to do." I'm like, all right, no problem.
Dude, that's crazy, man. To think that that's exactly how you would get him out, though.
Yeah. I mean, to be totally honest, if you like went out there and tried to make a good pitch, he just raked some stuff. And you know who else was like that? It was Kirby Puckett. You throw a ball up here, whack. You throw a ball down there, whack. You throw one down the middle, boom, pop up. Like what? Anyway.
Some guys they don't work on it. They're basically working down and away. They're working on staying inside balls that are in. But if you throw something down the middle, just go ahead and watch guys in batting practice and how often they'll fly out. And normal people.
Hey, so there's a kid, the kid just now, Luke Raley, just struck out, and I had to do a double take. This is kind of like one of them like small world type things. I actually went hunting in Texas a few years ago, and the guy's name, who was my guide, his name was Terry Raley, and he goes, "My son is in the minor leagues." And I was like, "Oh, well, congratulations. Who's he with?" And he told me who he's with. Kid's got probably, I don't know, 8, 9 years in big leagues, kind of been with 3 or 4 different teams. And it's just kind of a small world how these things kind of come about,
Yeah, where's Luke Raley from?
You know what? I just saw it. He's from Ohio. That's not the other kid that I'm talking about is the left-handed pitcher. I think his name's Terry Raley.
Okay.
Yeah, and Lucas Raley, he was a draft pick by the Dodgers back in 2016.
How many Raleys are there?
Not that many.
It sounds like there's a lot.
Yeah, no.
Your thoughts on the Giants uniforms? Do you like the?
I laugh every time I see them wear those, because the first thing I'm saying is, "Hey, ice cream man, give me 2 scoops of chocolate over here on the front row." I think they look like ice cream men.
I dig them, man. I do like them.
That ball was off the plate. That ball was off the plate right there.
Real nice play. Is that? Let's see here.
That's the thing. And you see the kind of the Warriors do it. With the G Town, or the town unis or whatever it is. You see a lot of these teams doing those city uniforms and all that. And it's just another way to sell more uniforms and more, stuff. So, every few years they're going to come out with a new jersey. Every time, we have a military day, you're going to have a camo hat. It's ways to sell more stuff.
Yeah. Here's low. This guy rakes too. Even Tampa, if you look at Tampa's lineup, 911 OPS, 739, 851, 789, 849, 873, 774, 795. Those are huge numbers, man.
This kid right here, this Low kid, he was a first round pick of the Rays in 2016.
Why is he hitting so low in the order? Josh
Good
Lowe.
question. I don't know. He's 6'4".
I'm just looking at. He's got a 795 OPS, and then you look at the other Lowe. Was it Brandon Lowe?
I don't know. It said he's the brother of Nathaniel Lowe. Is that the guy that plays for the Rangers?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's his brother.
Yeah, he's having a hell of a year too.
Yeah. You're not kidding.
Okay. Couple more. We'll watch Giants hit one more half inning, and then we'll get on out of here. On that note, Thrill, give me a pack in 1987. Just as we go through this last inning, I need to open a fresh pack. And
while you do that, Big Mike even brought it up on the chat room right there that Tampa Bay doesn't have Wander Franco in there. Where's he been?
Big Mike. No, dude, you have to bring this shit up. He's trying to look, we're No Filter Network. All I can tell you is this. He's on a leave of absence right now. I have no idea what fucking happened, but it has to do with a social media post and an underage girl. So.
Oh, okay. All right. We can stop there. We don't need to go anywhere after that.
If I knew what happened, I would talk about it. But I'm also not going to be an asshole and try to speculate and talk about shit that I don't know. But
there you go. All right, what you got in the pack? Dude? Fire it away.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is the gum that.
Oh, here we go again. Please do not eat the gum.
Here it is. You see it?
It's in 40. That's really good. It's in 45 freaking pieces. Freaking chalk. How'd that taste?
Bro, you know what it tastes like?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, while he's searching for his Topps bullshit, we are breaking out once again 2 weeks in a row. The Eric Byrnes card. Check out the Snow White unis, big, huge green socks. He was styling and profiling back in the day, ladies and gentlemen. Your beloved host of the Deuces Wild. There you have it.
Dude, you know what it tastes like? It tastes like fucking nostalgia, dude. It tastes like 1987. So as it was.
It tastes like nostalgia. No, it don't. It tastes like freaking chalk.
Yeah, but it tastes the same way it did in 1987, which is just.
No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I ate the gum out the packs back then. That shit was good.
So look at the first card I pulled up.
Uh-oh. Fire away. Oh, the big Rick Russell. I still stay in touch with Rick. He's lost a lot of weight. Loves to freaking golf. He's like a scratch golfer now, which I knew he would be because he's freaking amazing. He's an unbelievable athlete. And then, we talked about this the other day, but Rick Russell story was Rick Russell and Brett Butler had a bet going as to who was the fastest. And we had like almost $5,000 in the pot saying that Big Daddy was going to beat Bugsy down and it was a 30-yard sprint. And Roger Craig wouldn't let us do it because he didn't want nobody to blow out. So we never found out. But I can tell you one thing. There was nobody, and I'm talking about nobody, that if there was a ground ball to the right side, nobody beat Big Daddy to first base. No chance.
You're right. Because he was a Gold Glove winner, wasn't he? He was like a fucking
Hell yeah, he was. Hell yeah, he was. And on top of that, he was flat out freaking fast as shit. Nobody beat the Big Daddy over there. Matter of fact, I'd catch the ball sometimes, and I go to flip it to him, and he was already there. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. He beat me to the goddamn bag.
But he was kind of like one of those big, fat Siamese cats.
Oh, God, he was so funny. He's big, rotund guy, right? And after a start, he'd be sitting on the bike. He'd be sitting on the bike in the clubhouse. And this is how fast he was going, EB. Did that one fall in?
Yeah, fell in, base hit.
Good. Good. So he'd be going about this fast. He'd go, that's about how fast he was going. He'd have a book. He had a cup of coffee sitting somewhere, and he always had a schmag, right? And I was like, Big Daddy. And I'd come up to him, and I'm watching him, and I go, there's going to be some time down the road where I'm going to have to say that man right there is a world-class professional athlete. And he would just sit there and he goes, that's my game right there, big boy. And that's all he'd say. My man, Big Daddy. I love it. Love it. All right, here's another one for you. Another Big Daddy story. Real quick, when he pitched for Pittsburgh, which is that baseball card right there, he and Mike LaValliere, who was his catcher, were best buds. They called him Spanky. He gets traded over to the Giants. Somebody freaking buzzes me. No big deal. I mean, he didn't hit me or nothing. He just buzzed me. And Big Daddy came up to me on the bench, and he goes, who do you want? I go, Big Daddy. I said, it's no big deal. He goes, no, who do you want? And I go, you pick it. He got the first 2 outs of the inning. Here comes Mike LaValliere, his best friend on the team. Boom! He freaking drills him. And LaValliere's coming down to first base. Spanky's coming down to first base, and he's going, Big Daddy, we didn't hit him on purpose. We didn't hit him on purpose, which they probably didn't. Ooh, that was a nice play.
Real nice play. But this is interesting because was that their shortstop?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Is he allowed to make the play on that side of the field? Or was that the second baseman? That was the shortstop.
That was the shortstop?
Yeah.
Well, he just got a good jump on it. I mean, what's the argument there? You can't have an argument.
No.
You say, hey, I got a good jump on it.
You got to start on the other side of second base.
Yeah, I mean, you start on the other side of second base, but as long as you keep it going, make the play. All right, card number 2.
All right. I just having a real hard time getting that visual image of Big Daddy Rick Russell sitting on an exercise bike. And maybe I'm wrong, but I picture him in like the sliders, the old school cotton sliders and a wife beater.
Well, yeah.
His belly's sticking out. And like you
smoking
said,
a schmag and having a cup of coffee, drink, and reading a book.
Yeah, okay.
He's a freaking beauty. He's a beauty.
I picture him reading a Playboy. Like he's got the Playboy, the cup of coffee, and the fucking cigarette.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
All right. So if you guys check out Sable, and they might show it. They showed it from the side a second ago, but I'll tell you here after this pitch. All right. So Sable, he does his little deal, right? But he's got his elbow way up. So watch. He goes like this. He does his deal and he freaking wraps the bat behind his head Now he's got like a long way to go to get around. See how he's wrapping the bat in front of his face?
That's just by you, yeah.
And so because of that reason, that's exactly the pitch that's going to give him trouble, because he's up here and he's wrapping, and the bat's facing back towards the pitcher damn near. And now you got to unwrap it to catch up to that ball that's up. And as soon as you unwrap, first thing that's going to happen, that elbow is coming up, your barrel drops, and you're going to miss that high fastball all the time. All the time.
Yeah, he was late there too because he's here. By the time he's loaded and here, that ball was fucking by him.
Yeah.
It was by him.
Yeah, and so last time I was in San Francisco, I told him, I said, look, Blake, I said, I don't want you to change your swing. I said, I do not want you to change your swing. All I want you to do is drop that elbow a little bit. If you drop that elbow, your bat stays straight up and down, and you can get to that pitch better. And that was to his credit. He tried to work on it in the cage, and that's what he was working on in the cage last time I was in San Fran.
I never was comfortable with my elbow up.
No.
Like,
no. If you got the elbow up like that and the shit's facing this way, it's like, wait a second, that's not – I need to unwrap all of this shit and get it going back that way. No.
Dude, they tried to tell me that bullshit in Little League, right? Like one of my first coaches, this wasn't when I was on Maury's, of course, this was before, but it's like back elbow up, squash the bug. And I got up there.
Squash the bug. Yeah, there you go.
I would do this, like almost, where this was incredibly down, and then I'd load here and go. Load and go.
Yeah.
Load and go. Similar to you, I guess, from the left side, because you had that.
Yeah, right? but you and I talk about this. You and I talked about it. You and I had different loads. We had different methods of loading, but we got to the same spot all the time. The time. And that's the thing that I see with a lot of the modern day players is if they get to that spot, sometimes they get there in time, sometimes they're late. And when you're late, you're screwed. So
yeah, when you're late, you just have no chance, man.
All right, who you got next on the card list besides the Big Daddy? That was a good one to start out with. Nice job.
Let's go Bill Schroeder. You have anything on Bill Schroeder?
Oh, Bill Schroeder, infielder with the Brewers. I don't think he wasn't a starter because they had freaking Gantner and Robin Yount over there. I think he was a backup dude.
Okay. There's two more cards I want to get to in here.
All right, let's do it.
These are gold. Nope, there's three. Okay? You ready for the first one?
I am ready.
Wow. What a pack. What a pack. Talk to me about this guy who was the year-old stomping grounds at Mississippi State the other day.
Oh, my God. The Riptard, otherwise known as. He I played not only with Cal in Baltimore, but I played with his brother Billy in Texas. And that family is absolutely hysterical. I love playing with those guys, man. They were great, laughing and giggling, cutting up. But then when he got on the field, all freaking business. I mean, all business. And so you even mentioned it, all right? I get a freaking text the other day, and I even sent it to you, and I'm like, what the hell? It was Cal Ripken. All right, I'm going to show you right here.
So cool.
It's Cal Ripken standing next to my statue at Mississippi State. And first thing I do is I text him back, and I'm like, what are you doing there? And he goes, his daughter might want to go to Mississippi State for vet school. Mississippi State has one of the best vet schools in the country. And I was like, oh, my God. And then, needless to say, they rolled out the red carpet for him. They took him on a tour to baseball stadium. He met the president of the university, all that sort of stuff. So he was pretty impressed. And first thing I told him, I said, we need to go have a beer again. I said, I need to buy you a Budweiser. And first thing he said, I'm going to buy you a Coors Light, because we always had that argument. But what a freaking beauty. He's a beauty.
Now, is it true, because I never played with them, but the rumors around the Orioles locker room was that he would go work out after every game, and he would work out with a 6-pack of beer?
Yeah, that's about right. But he didn't work out every day. I mean, when he did work out, he had a 6-pack of beer there. And so we're in Minnesota, dude. We're at the Metrodome, and I don't know, he's pulling an Ofer and I'm pulling a suck ass whatever week I was having. And he goes, I'm not leaving until we drink all of the beer here. I go, that sounds like a challenge I'm up for. And so everybody cleared out the clubhouse, and dude, it was me and Cal Ripken drinking beer. We went on the field in our underwear, like freaking playing wiffle ball and everything else, stone drunk off our asses. We fell asleep in the training room, and we did not get woken up until the clubhouse kid came in the next morning. I mean, hysterical. He is a freaking throwback. That's another one of those records that will never be broken, because, you know, not only did he play as many freaking games in a row as he did, which nobody's going to do now because they'll take days off, but it's the fact that he went through, you know, people sliding into second base, taking him out, you know, getting hit by a pitch, and et cetera, so forth and so forth, and never coming out the lineup ever. He is a stud.
So you're telling me two of the greatest players of that generation, I mean, this is insane. You guys stuck around the locker room until everyone left. Stuck around the locker room.
Everybody left, and we drank every freaking beer they had in that clubhouse.
And then went down to the field on the Metrodome turf.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fucking around playing wiffle ball.
Wiffle ball and freaking sock ball and you name a game, we freaking made it up, and we're drunk off our asses.
Bro, like, I just couldn't ever see that happening today.
Oh, no chance. No chance. You'd have freaking security coming in and checking you and doing all that sort of stuff. And, you know, we're out there, we're like, it's fucking Minnesota, so what? You know? I tell you what, check out Crawford right here. Watch this cannon. Wham! He threw the hell out of that ball right there.
Well, the ball was kicked.
Okay, so if I had to critique that from an infielder standpoint, so Flores gets ready to catch it, right? But what he did was he turned his shoulders. So now when the ball takes a bad hop, instead of him being able to keep it in front of him because he's got his shoulders square, when he turned his shoulders, the ball hit him and checked up and went that way. And so that's why they didn't get that out right there. So if I was his teammate, I was an infielder, you know, I'd say, hey, look, dude, you know, you start out good, but then you freaking gave in and you unsquared. Fucking just wear it in the chest. Wear it in the chest. That shit's going to be right in front of you. You'll pick it up and wear him out. So that's my critique of that play.
I've been watching a lot of the infielders these days, Thrill, and I don't know if they're teaching or what, but they come up to a ball, and it's like they do square up, but it's kind of like they're gauging it, like from the side, and then they square up. Is that a new technique that I didn't really know about?
I don't like it. I don't like it, but
you've seen it though, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I want the ball. If I'm an infielder, it's kind of like being a catcher. If I want the ball hitting me and going right in front of me, and then I can just grab the ball and go with it from there. Hey, all you guys that are in the chat room that want to have a beer with me, talk to Tommy Luke, or even talk to Big Mike. He's had a lot of beers with me too. It's a fun adventure, shall we say. Oh, and we have an appearance from Miss Tara Byrnes, I might add. We got Smell-O-Visions in the house. What up, Smell-O-Vision?
Yeah, what are we having for supper tonight, honey?
Oh.
Hey, so Thrill.
The thrill had some because Trey even requested it. The thrill had some fillets tonight. So we had fillets and potato.
Giuseppe Pepe Manuele, Joe was in town last night, and so we went to the Hyatt for dinner at the Lone Eagle, which, by the way, was bought by Larry Ellison and is going to be closing here in April. And then we ended up on the craps table last night until the wee hours of the morning. Tara and Karen, Joe's lovely, beautiful wife, were playing roulette and ended up hitting some numbers, and we actually did okay.
Look at you guys go. Congrats. Yo, hey, there's Smell-O-Vision. What's up?
And I'm like, give me the double deuces. Give me Will right here. Give me Will right here. Roll for double deuces. Whole table goes nuts.
There you go. Hey, we didn't talk about this, but now Tara's there. Not this week, but the following week, I'm gonna be in Reno. So I'm gonna be right there in your backyard, dude. I'm gonna be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I got to leave out on Saturday. They're going to have that deal for Mike Murphy. That is a party on the 26th, and then they're having his plaque ceremony on the 27th. But 23rd through the 26th, I will be in your backyard.
We're here. Let's do it.
Have a cocktail.
Absolutely. We'll grab some supper.
Yeah, we got to put something together for that. Battleborn's in on this one, man.
Battleborn's definitely there. Battleborn's already there. He knows the program.
You know who else I'll bring? I'm going to bring Taco, our turtle.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, right. if the night goes well, before it's over, we can have the turtle hang off of Battleborn's nipple.
Oh, Jesus! Please do not do that. Please don't do that. We don't need to see Santa Claus nude with a turtle hanging off his nipple. No, we do not. Sorry. Hey, you know what? We talk about, the what we do here and how fun it is and all that sort of stuff. But there's some like little side gigs going off. So Big Battleborn, I hooked him up with one of my partners that needs to get some equipment. And Battleborn might make a few dollars out the deal. So,
right.
Hey, look, we having some fun on the show, but we're trying to get our involved as well.
We're our own small town, Will. That's what we are.
There you go.
What kind of equipment?
That's not a question for the No Filter.
Yeah,
podcast.
it's bullshit. Put it this way. If you came to Baton Rouge, I could get this equipment for like $1,500, and needless to say, you guys live in California and it's $10,000. So, it's that kind of shit.
I'm just guessing it's just something like this kind of equipment. But
no, don't worry. When I'm in Reno with Big Battleborn, there'll be some of that equipment being used. But
you should take Eric.
We're having fun. What's that, Tara?
You should take Eric to the range. They have a great range in Reno.
Yeah, I'm taking him. Well, Battleborn and I are going to a friend of ours range. He has his own like long distance stuff and all that. Hey, speaking of which, when are you guys going to be in the Bay Area again? Oh,
why are you back? Labor Day. Why? What's up?
Labor Day? Damn.
Yeah.
Nah, I was gonna say if y'all were gonna be there, I'd take y'all out to dinner and all that, but I'm not gonna be there at Labor Day.
Yeah, let's get together for sure in Reno, man. That's it. It's the easiest shit, and we'll that'll be amazing. Looking forward to seeing Battleborn. Looking forward to getting Taco out of his cage. I think this whole thing just kind of goes hand in hand. Let's finish with. Give me something on this guy right here, because they just retired his number. Much like he's not a Hall of Famer, but they, the respect.
Wait! Before you went that, I I was going to say Keith Hernandez because they just retired his. Fernando Valenzuela. Oh, my God. The old, look up at the sky pitch. Yeah, he was, oh, my God.
Screwball, right?
Yeah, he had the screwball. But the funny thing about it was he didn't throw it to left-handers because he didn't want it going down and into the left-handers. And so he was kind of real leery about throwing a screwball. So when he did throw it to a left-hander, he usually bounced it. And so for me personally, he was a two-pitch pitcher. His fastball, breaking ball. And I actually had decent success against him. Not bad.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have a feeling he'd be one of those guys that lefties would do okay against, and the righties with that screwball was just
the righties. He chewed some guys up, man. He made them look stupid.
And then the other one that was in this pack, right next to him, I imagine you probably had an encounter.
Oh my God, what a mess he was! Oh Jesus, I got some stories on him. Holy cow! So this is the All-Star game in Anaheim. I get I don't know 88, 89, one of them.
The Bo Jackson homer off of Rick Russell, Big Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. That's when Bo Jackson and all that sort of stuff went on. But at that time, Tommy Lasorda was he had a contract with Slim Fast for this freaking lose weight, and he'd have to weigh in and all that bullshit, you know. And he was doing these national commercials. I mean, the whole works, right? And we're in the clubhouse there in Anaheim, and it's the day before the All-Star game. It ain't even the All-Star game. It's the day before, so it's the workout day. Everybody's signing 10,000 million baseballs that they got. And some dude showed up, and I'm not kidding you. He had a platter that's as big as my freaking desk of every kind of pasta you've ever seen in your life. And he took it straight into Tommy Lasorda. And everybody's laughing and giggling, you know, because he's on this Slim Fast bullshit, you know. And he hurried up and closed the freaking door so nobody could see him. And freaking Kirk Gibson's in there, and he's just wearing him. He's like, that fat fuck, he ain't on no diet. He's lying. He ain't weighed in forever, you know. And so being a Giant, after I saw him later on, I was like, oh, nice job on your diet there, dude.
He was just one of the greatest characters the game of baseball has ever seen. So towards the end of his life, man, he was at MLB Network, and he was doing the draft for the Dodgers. He was going to be the guy that walks up there and calls out the name of who the Dodgers selected. And so everyone would go in, and you get a little makeup, and you know, that's pretty much it. And everyone dresses a little bit different. For the most part, guys have suits on. They might have a polo of the team. And I walk into the makeup room. Now, granted, I was drafting for the A's, but this was also like my home because I was working for MLB Network, and I just got up the air. And
you played at UCLA.
Well, of course. But I walk in, dude, into the makeup room, and Tommy Lasorda is sitting in the makeup chair. You ready for this? And he's like this, with his feet out and his and he's getting a mani fucking petty, dude. So good. And I mean,
that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
I had to do a double take. I look over, and I'm like, Tommy fucking Lasorda. And he's, you know, it's like this. He's like, yeah, what's up, kid? Ah, Byrnes, I know you. I like you on TV. You're a star. And then right back to fucking getting the mani petty. Cool. It was one of the biggest and best compliments I've ever gotten in my life was Tommy Lasorda saying that.
Hey, look, you know, I couldn't even tell you how many times he came across that field, and, you know, he's just being booed to no end, and he's blowing kisses to the crowd and all that sort of stuff. And I got to tell you guys this one. I have to tell you guys this one. So every now and then, it didn't happen all the time, but it happened every now and then. All of a sudden, the trainer would come running out, and you guys remember, I mean, at the stick, the doors for the visiting clubhouse were down the right field line. So everybody had to come by me at first base, right? And here comes the trainer, and he's carrying this big-ass box. And I, like, look at him, and I go, what the hell? He goes, Tommy's got to go to the bathroom. Because they only had a pisser in the dugout. They didn't have anything else. And so, sure enough, he did whatever, and then here comes the trainer the other way the next inning. And I'm just freaking howling, laughing, and it happened for my whole career. Every time I saw the box coming out, I'd start laughing, and I'm like, "Is that for Tommy?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's for Tommy."
So you're telling me he shit in a box in the dugout?
In a box, in the dugout, in the little pisser that they had in there, and then the intern trainer, that was his job, running the shit out of there.
Oh, dude. I mean, can you imagine being the intern?
Oh God, you knew the head trainer's just like, I'm not doing it, you do it.
That's incredible, man. All right.
Oh God.
Let's wrap this thing up. Next week, are you good to go? Where are you next week?
I am good to go, and then the next day I will be in Reno, Nevada with Big Battleborn Mike. And then once I do the appearance in Reno, Nevada, I will be in a car driving to San Francisco, and I'll be doing the Mike Murphy his plaque induction and all that sort of stuff. So I'll be West Coast bound.
That's pretty cool. Congrats to Murph, by the way. That's a guy.
Yeah, no, awesome. Awesome.
His work.
And on top of that, because they don't have anybody that wants to get up and freaking talk about him. So I will be giving a speech for that game. So if you guys are at the ballpark on Sunday the 27th, here comes our man Meckler.
Here he is. Wade Meckler, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Gosh, damn, another ball out of the zone. 3 out of 4 pitches out of the zone and called strikes.
Guy's killing him. And then, he just threw out Kapler. Kapler's all over his ass.
Get the fucking call right, bitch. Gosh,
he knows he's hosing the guy.
He is. That's 3. He's right. Like, Kapler's on it. That's the 3rd fucking pitch out of 4. Good. You know what? Kapler's gaining some points for me right now.
You know what? He's getting points for me, too. He's going to bat for his kid. I'm liking that.
I love it. Enough. Enough's enough. Absolutely dog shit. It's an embarrassment. Good, Kapler.
And look, I hate to say it, but I went through a full year of that shit. But I'm glad to see Kapler going to fucking bat for his kid, man. That's a big deal right there.
And did you see Jock Peterson? You don't think that goes unnoticed? Jock Peterson gives him like a tap on the ass, like thank you.
Yeah.
Bro,
Jock Peterson was probably down in there saying, "Hey, the kid's getting fucked right now."
Yep. He knows.
All right, now they go on high heater again. Oh, nope.
Now he gets a borderline call. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think that's the Meckler family still looking for his first big league hit here. Nasty.
Ooh.
That's just nasty, dude.
That was a pretty damn good pitch. That was a pretty damn good pitch right there. That's tough. All right, so you see how this guy looks in the dugout? Whammo, he gives him the old heave-ho. That back in the day, we called that rabbit ears. It's like if you listen to every little thing that goes on in the dugout and you freaking start turning around and getting your head in there, you got everybody and their grandma going to be chirping at you now.
Well, here's the problem. Dude, he's missing calls everywhere. Like he just missed that one of Wilmer Flores. The other one before that was a strike. and he called it a ball. He's just really struggling.
Yeah. And on top of that, he's got a freaking terrible stash. Meckler's got a great stash. He's got a terrible stash.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, how do you take that? It's 94 right down the dick. What are we looking for?
I don't know.
1-2, 1 out, bottom 4. Wilmer Flores. Both these pitchers have been fantastic. No chance. Hey, what do you got on Kai Correa? Is that his name?
Yeah, Kai Correa. He's our bench coach and infield instructor. When I go into the clubhouse, he's in the locker next to me.
Oh, Wilmer Flores! Routine fly ball, can of shit. It looked good for a second.
Yeah, he got a little topspin volley on that one. That's usually his hot zone. He likes that ball kind of in like that.
Here's Jock Peterson. We'll stay for one more, right? Stay for
All right,
Jock.
sounds good. Yeah. Speaking of which, there's Mike Yastrzemski on the right-hand side of the screen. He went today and did a little extra running, tried to come off the DL and kind of re-hurt his leg. So he's going to be on the DL for a lot longer. So.
All right, dude. Well, of all the shows, that certainly was one of them. I will see you next Tuesday back here.
You got it.
You got
it. We'll have all kinds of fun stuff to talk about because on Thursday I leave and I go to the ranch. We having our annual Wild Game dinner. We're gonna act a fool there for a little while. We got the Giants playing. We got Mr. Meckler, getting inducted into the big leagues here, and we might have some other moves in the works. Matter of fact, the Giants put DeSclafani on the 60-day DL today too. So that's the second time in 2 years he's been on the 60-day DL, which is not a good thing to be on.
Thrill, before I go, I need to mention that we have all sorts of no-filter swag up.
Yes!
And for sale. Dude, we're talking fluorescent hats, T-shirts, the jumpsuit. I'm not sure if that's there, but it's definitely up. It's rolling. We're moving product. And
hey, you seriously have a no-filter jumpsuit?
Oh fuck yeah, man! I mean,
you know what? If I do come to the Bananas game, that's what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a no-filter freaking jumpsuit. I'm gonna freaking zip the bastard up. I'll be having a ball.
No, we zip it down, and then you put some gold chains on.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, I'll go get either my wife or my daughter all of their gold chains that hang about right here, and I'll put all kinds of shit on it.
Dude,
I'll have freaking belt buckles hanging down and everything. Yeah, that's my hat right there.
Yeah. So go to I want to get the website proper.
Hey, you know what? Do that for everybody in the chat room. Get the freaking website where they can buy the shit.
That's it. No, it's nofilterspiritsale.com, and I'm going to send it to you right now, Thrill. So you have, and then you can tell your buddies if they want to get on the no filter gear. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and I think it represents. I think we're all kind of proud of what it's become, and it's cool that there's been so much demand for this that we actually put it together, and we got to thank Miss Tara for taking care of it.
Look at her go.
Oh, it's awesome. So anyway, all right. We'll catch you next week. Tell a friend, right, about the podcast. Get it rolling. I was, we're now going up on Caffeine TV, hitting thousands and thousands of hits there, as well as across all the social media platforms where Thrill has, of course, become a TikTok sensation.
Yeah, I've become a TikTok sensation because of my partner in crime, Eric Byrnes. Not because of me, because of Eric.
Oh, it's because of you, dude. It's so fucking fantastic, man.
You're the best. You're the best. You take an old freaking geezer and you make him into a freaking TikToker. I'm like, what the shit is going on around here?
Hey, Thrill, nothing in life is given. It's fucking earned. And
There you go.
you have earned the fucking TikTok sensation title.
You got it. You
All right,
got
bro.
it.
I'll catch you next Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to seeing you out in Reno, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too as well. We'll have a few cocktails together, man. It'd be fun. Be good to see you and Tara and then Big Battle Ball and Mike and Big Jason and all those guys. So, but in the meantime, we'll get together Tuesday. Hopefully, the Giants, get on a little roll here, like we talked about. They needed to in August, and so get rocking and rolling.
Why did they take Junis out, by the way?
Good question. Maybe he's on a pitch count. I don't know because it's what, bottom of 5.
This pitch number 11 of the at bat, top of the zone, brings him up.
So,
all right, bro. One more thing for each and every one of you guys out there.
Every one of you guys, here it is.
See ya!
You're done.